Expect the update to release around early to mid-April, with a few more teasers likely coming soon. Early to mid-April. Early to mid-April. So, I was wrong. The update did not release in April as I originally guessed. The 0.39 delay ended up being a bit longer than the community originally thought. However, the developers had a very good reason, as this might be the biggest year for beamng.drive. So without further ado, nope, wait, hang on, let me clarify something here. This won't end up like the previous speculation video where I went over each and every teaser in chronological order. In fact, this video probably won't be going over every single teaser, as we'd just be wasting time since TDev has posted dozens of different teasers in the official Discord. Right, so with that out of the way, let's discuss the new car. We already knew from previous teasers that it was a Charrier, and from more recent teasers it seems that the car will be known as the Charrier Ardant. We can also see from this wireframe image that the car will likely be a transverse front-wheel drive with an optional all-wheel drive, and another teaser tells us that the car could have a rear-motor electric version. However, there's unfortunately no hybrid as originally speculated a few months back. Another teaser tells us that the car will have an active rear wing that you can flip up and down manually, rather than just by braking, which I think is new, although I might be wrong. Before we move on from the new car, the Ardant also has functional sun visors, which is completely new to vanilla beamng. This may not seem like a big feature, but I think this could possibly lead to even more vehicle interactivity in the future, such as windows you can actually roll down, and maybe even working convertibles. Please developers, please. But the Ardant is nowhere near the only thing being added in 0.39, as we can expect a complete graphics overhaul in the next update. This graphics overhaul includes features like volumetric clouds, multi-scattering sky, substantial improvements to fog, HDR support, vehicle lights are actually realistic, constellations, eclipses. I'm probably missing at least 5 more features, but you get the point. This might be the biggest graphics update since PBR materials were added in 2021, and from the teasers we've seen, this is close to rivaling graphics seen in big budget games, which is just insane considering this is only a mid-sized AA studio. I'm slightly concerned for the devs, please, for the love of God, chill out. And before any of you say anything, no, this is not going to cook your PC. The devs have stated that this update is going to be optimized to reduce RAM usage, so please stop panicking about how your 12-year-old laptop will run 0.39. Let me reiterate, this is not going to cook your PC. Right, with that out of the way, let's move on to some other features that are being added that you might have missed. Aerodynamic simulation has been improved, with the addition of slipstreaming, side drafting, and bump drafting. This is huge for those of you who like racing, including myself, as drafting makes racing much less about staying glued to the racing line, and more about finding and keeping momentum through the corners. This is also huge for those of you who like hypermiling, as slipstreaming can drastically improve miles per gallon. The developers are also adding the orange peel effect to vehicle paint. If you don't know what orange peel is, it's a bumpy texture on the dried paint of a vehicle that makes it look like an orange. Walking mode has been improved, as you can actually see the movement actually looks like footsteps instead of rolling. This is a much smaller thing that doesn't matter all that much, but the Gavril T series and Gavril TC series are now separate in the vehicle selector. I'm not entirely sure why they did this, but hopefully it allows for both to get more content. And unfortunately, with every new feature 0.39 is adding, we need to say goodbye to something. And in this update, that is the liquor store. That's right. The Belasco City liquor store has been replaced with a mini mart. I don't care, why am I pretending like I do? Beyond 0.39, there's also a few more things we can expect later this year. First of all, beamng.drive will be coming to PlayStation 5 sometime in 2026. This is genuinely huge for the game as it's going to bring a lot of new players to the community. If you mainly play games on PS5 and you're planning on buying the game, welcome! And last but not least, beamng will be getting official multiplayer, although there's no word of when we can expect to see multiplayer in the game. This is going to be the biggest new feature when it eventually does drop, since beamng has always been, and no shade when I say this, a clunky mess held together solely by hopes and dreams, so an official version will definitely be much more stable. As for when the update could release, I'm predicting very soon, as the developers are already working on a trailer for the new Ardant. If you're chronically online in the beamng community, you might have heard July 12th mentioned again and again. However, July 12th is on a Sunday, and weekend releases are basically unheard of considering the devs are not working on weekends. So my guess is somewhere between July 14th and July 16th, since Tuesday through Thursday are the most common release dates for updates in recent years. And that's not right, well then, I don't know. And that's about it. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, dislike if you didn't, and subscribe since we're really close to 700 subscribers. Thanks.